Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and isn't this a most unusual shoot? I can't remember the last time I sat on the floor for something, but this beast, if you will, is a very large 28 by 43 inches, and so in a heavy frame, I wasn't about to balance it on my knee while I talk about it, so on the floor it rests, just like I am. But boy, this is so great, a hand-painted original lobby sign done by Mouse for the Avalon Ballroom early summer 1966, just when the San Francisco music scene and the Fillmore and Avalon were getting rolling really early on. It's it's unique, it's a one-off, it's a total unique piece of artwork, hand-painted sign done by Stanley Mouse, which hung inside, again, the Avalon Ballroom in late June, actually, of 1966 to promote the following weekend shows. So, not many of these can still exist, and it sort of makes you wonder, well, how many were done in the first place? I don't know. I don't know if they were done, I lived in Southern California at the time. I didn't go to these shows, so I don't know if they were, hanging there every weekend or just once in a while, but I know I haven't heard about any or many others, and so it's really fun just on that tip. So, as you can see, I'll just go ahead and read it off to you. You can see it pretty easy. It starts with next week in the upper left-hand corner, and then you've got the Daily Flash. Mouse put it in a big circle, the band's name right there, big black sphere, if you will. And then it's got Sop with Camel, and they're accompanied by a really cool running camel graphic. I really like that. And then, of course, the Grassroots, 3 bands on the bill. And then down in the lower left there, it does say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 1, 2, 3. And then down in the lower right, it says Mouse Studios, complete with the little running mouse, which was one of, or I should say, Stanley Mouse's, little signature trademark and autograph accoutrement, if you will, back in the day, back in 1966. It's just, a great, captivating, action-filled piece of original hand-drawn artwork, and so invokes the era. It's just, I love it so much. Now the poster done for this weekend, interestingly, was not done by Mouse. It was done by Wes Wilson. And certainly, if you're familiar with the whole scene, you're familiar with that poster, of course. Here's a, a small distant image of it, but surely you recognize it. It's nicknamed Wonderland, and it's a maroon and pink poster with an image of Salvador Dali. And interestingly, Wes Wilson's poster gave, as you can see, the Grassroots top billing here, with Daily Flash second, and Sop with Camel third. However, Mouse decided on this lobby sign to give Daily Flash, as you can see, top billing, but he did compensate the other 2 acts. It's not like Daily Flash is huge and the other 2 are side by side in smaller print. For one thing, he gave the camel that beautiful running camel graphic, which to me is the highlight of the poster, and he gave the Grassroots really big lettering too, just as big as the Daily Flash. So it's sort of like, it's almost like, since nobody had any hit singles yet, it's sort of like 3, acts almost on an equal par. Now you might say to yourself, well, what do you mean? The Grassroots, not only did they have a bunch of singles going in the 70s, but most importantly, they had their first hit in the summer of 1966 with Where Were You When I Needed You? Well, that's true, but that single did not have a presence yet at the time of these shows. It had just been released and was just starting to enter the chart or something, so definitely not a factor, let's say, at this point. A month later, maybe so, but not now. And the Sop with Camel's big signature hit, we all remember, Hello, Hello, wouldn't come out until Christmas of 1966. And then Seattle-based Daily Flash, I should say, they never had a hit at all. But they were a very strong, West Coast presence, and they served as a good opening act for people like the Doors and the Byrds and Quicksilver Messenger Service and Cream. So a very familiar act for anybody who knows the scene from back then and collects the posters. So since this lobby sign, if you will, does say next week up there in the upper left-hand corner, we know for a fact that it hung in the Avalon Ballroom the weekend of June 24-25, which is the Friday, Saturday night of concerts. And so who was playing when this was hanging in the lobby? Well, I think you'll recognize that image too. Take a look at this. Yep, Zig-Zag Man, huh? Pretty cool. None other than Big Brother and the Holding Company with their brand new lead singer, Janis Joplin. So that's in fact, you know, of course, you know your stuff. You know who designed the Zig-Zag Man poster. That's right, Stanley Mouse, along with Alton Kelley. So that's really a nice, it all ties together quite nicely that this weekend was owned by the Mouse. I mean, both with the poster and the lobby sign plugging the next weekend. But I just love this original art, obviously with its green and yellows and blues and the running camel and the unusual nature of it and the huge size of it. And it's just so easy if you have a good imagination to let yourself go back and pretend you're, you know, in the lobby and you're in 1966 and just a happy camper and thinking about all the live music on stage. That's why we collect, I guess, isn't it? Because of those great memories and the great music. So, hope you enjoyed seeing this. Very unusual piece for me to blog. Usually I blog, you know, printed advertising posters, but that's okay. One-off, hand-drawn advertising posters, especially with such killer provenance, are just such an unusual treat and a pleasure to bring you. So, hope you enjoy it. I certainly did enjoy sitting down, resting on the floor too. It was a nice break. And I'll see you next time with a much more conventional poster, I'm sure. Okay, thanks a lot. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.